Imagine you just got home from a long day of school. You are feeling exhausted and all you want to do is just relax. But you remember that there's this really important essay due the next day and there's no time to waste. So you finally sit down to start studying and you check your phone. You look out the window, get a snack, talk to your mom, and realize that an hour has already passed and you still haven't written a word. As students, we tend to have a lot on our plate. Homework, projects, extracurricular activities. It can get hard to concentrate when there's a lot going around us. We want to put off our tasks to do something more enjoyable. But we know that it's wrong and it will have a negative consequence. We still do it anyways, and we put it off. And then we realize how little time we have left and we cram for it at the very last minute. This is what we call procrastination. Procrastination is an act of delaying a certain task that needs to be completed in a certain time frame. The task delay usually happens in favor of doing something more enjoyable. You may ask, if we know that procrastination is wrong and it has a negative outcome, then why do we still do it? Well, there's not just one simple answer to this question, because procrastinators tend to be perfectionists who fear tackling a challenging task. They fear other people's judgments and they fear failure. But procrastination can be also caused by ADHD, anxiety, and poor study habits. Some procrastinators say that they work better under all the pressure, but that is not the truth, because the fulfillment they get after completing a task in a short amount of time is what makes them feel satisfied. I too struggle with this problem. I have a plan in my head that I'm going to sit down and start studying at a certain time. But when that time finally comes, I either put it off or get distracted while being halfway through it. And when I realized how bad my problem was getting, I knew I needed to make some changes. And now that we know what procrastination is, let's speak about the type of procrastinations. There are active and there are passive procrastinators. Active procrastinators are the type of people who purposely put off their work until the very last minute. They know that they can get it done in time, so they put it off and that's how they do things. And this type of procrastination has a lot more positive outcome. But passive procrastinators struggle with the inability to complete tasks in a certain time frame. And they keep putting it off until the very last minute, and they struggle with deadlines. And they have a lot more negative consequence. But in reality, both of these procrastinations are really bad for us in the long run. Because procrastination not only influences our academic lives, but it also influences our day-to-day lives and our mental and our physical health. Procrastination can cause anxiety, stress, increased stress levels, poor physical health. It can jeopardize our professional and personal relationships. And it can also cause sleep deprivation. So now that we know what procrastination is and how it influences us, let's speak about how we can fight it. How do we overcome procrastination and how do we manage our time more efficiently? Mark Twain once said that if it's your job to eat a frog, it is best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it is best to eat the biggest one first. These tasks are yours to do anyways, so it is better to do the biggest and the hardest tasks first to get them out of the way as soon as possible. When working, try to prioritize your tasks. Where do your priorities lie? What needs to be done first and what doesn't? And try to break down the big tasks into smaller parts. Then write them down on a piece of paper, and after you complete them, you can cross them off. This will actually make you feel a lot more satisfied, and it will boost your motivation and your confidence. Another great thing to do is to minimize your distractions. I know that it can get hard to concentrate when there's a lot going around you, but try to find a quiet place to study, whether that be your bedroom, a library, or even simply just putting out headphones to block out the outside noises. And put your phone in a place where you won't be able to reach it, because digital distractions are what makes most people lose their focus. Another great thing to do if you have trouble focusing for too long is the Pomodoro method. When you work on a given task for 25 minutes and take a 5-minute break afterwards. You keep repeating this until you have completed your assignment. This way you will actually be able to get work done, but take a break in between. Another great method for time management is artificial deadlines. Imagine you have a history test on Wednesday, but it is currently Saturday. You could say, oh, I'll just study for the test on Tuesday, it's not a problem. But make yourself believe that the test is actually on Monday, and this way you only have 2 days to prepare for it. You can actually go through the material and find what you don't understand. You can learn it and then revise calmly a couple of days before the test arrives. This will actually increase your productivity levels. However, it is important to not be harsh with artificial deadlines so that we don't increase our stress levels. Set the bar low for yourself. Try not to be hard on yourself. Set actual goals that you know you will be able to complete. Let's say I want to read 50 pages every single day. But with my schedule, that is rarely possible. So instead, I set the goal to 15 to 20 pages every single day, because I know I can actually achieve this goal and even exceed it. And try to take small breaks in between studying so that you don't get overworked and you don't get overwhelmed. If I told myself that I had to study for 3 hours straight, I would actually lose focus and get overwhelmed immediately. With all this in mind, try to be kind to yourself. None of us are immune to procrastination. It is something that all of us have to fight every single day. I too struggle with this problem, and I know how hard it can get. When I realized how bad my problem was getting, I knew that I needed to make some changes. And it is important to remember that these changes do not happen overnight, and it actually takes time. So try to remember that what works for someone else may not work for you. It is important to find what makes you procrastinate and what the solution to this problem is. And remember that with smaller steps, you will actually be able to achieve your goal eventually. Thank you.